Y'all need to go put those two little puppies back outside in their little thing.
What?
See what I'm saying? They finna start fighting again. They're gonna fight over everything. Put them back outside.
I'm taking you back outside. You start too much.
Make sure you put them in their thing because they will break out the yard.
She starts too much fights. Her name should be Fight Daughter.
Fight daughter?
Yeah.
Get out my face, Yukon. Okay, here we go. Attorney Awesome here. I'm about to do a quick live inspired by Journey. It's a quick live, but it's an important live because it's an important topic. But some things, you know how, let's say you're the starting quarterback on the team. Some things you think everybody already know. There are some things a lot of us don't know. What's up, everybody? People saying, what's up? I can't, the comments go away so quick. Catch these live streams. I really appreciate that, Mr. Rowe. Oh, Donna C. Boy, that's a gangster. That's a gangster. She always on here going in. I'm right, good. This just, I wasn't even meaning to go live today, but Journey made me do it. Y'all know me and my daughters are like that, so they'll throw stuff out to me and I'll be like, man, I didn't think about it like that. Journey asked me, because you know, if anybody knows me, I came up a football player. That's how I was able to get to college. I was a defensive tackle, nose guard, busting people in their face, in particular Europeans. Yeah. Ain't that a great thing? But once I got done, I had intellect. Not that I'm better than nobody, but God just didn't want me to be a dumb jock. I like to go into class, oddly enough. You don't let Trainwreck in? Get Trainwreck out of here.
I can't pick him up.
Who let him in?
I was opening the cage trying to put Big Free in.
Can somebody get Trainwreck out of here?
I can't.
Okay, then let's let him stay. Just clean that up. Bruh, my daughter's off the chain. But anyway, they don't let Trainwreck in. Rick, we got work to do today. We're going to get a hog. We're going to get us a hog. You better, this your second class. But anyway, when I got done, I don't like men who can't fight. Get down, Rick. Rick, go over there with your daddy. Trainwreck. Trainwreck. I got the best canines in the world. They protect my house, but they sure will get on your nerves. But anyway, back up, Rick. Nope. No. Get out of my face, Yukon. See what you done started, Journey?
I just started nothing. He just came out of
Let me get back on topic. All right. Trainwreck. No. I don't like men who can't fight. But guess what? A lot of black men don't know if they can fight or not because they'll go grab a gun. I hate when they do that. Even though I have guns. Why can't we just do this like men? And so when I got out of college, I wanted to see if I could really fight. Meaning, because most fights in the ghetto only take like a minute. You be swinging and then they come break it up. I don't think that's good enough. So I went in the cage. Thank God I went in the cage and they gave me a European. So Journey gonna ask me today, Daddy, yeah, I did one cage fight and one boxing match. The cage fight was against a European. The boxing match was against a young African male. But we cool. I'm cool with the young African. I wish him the best. But Journey gonna ask me today. Oh yeah, that's the thing. What y'all be saying? Like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. What y'all be saying?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. Before we get started, click like,
Subscribe.
and turn on notifications. Give us a huge thumbs up.
Turn on the notifications and give us a huge thumbs up. That's Daddy Baby. But
Me said that when he was just saying.
you started this whole thing. I'm not even supposed to be going live on no Sunday, bro. Now get out and go get these dogs out of my face and clean up that mess that they made. Go. Who gave them water?
Um,
Now clean it up. All right, back to what I was saying. Journey gonna ask me, Daddy, why did you have to break that guy's nose? It's not even about that in the cage. My first response, check me out, man. Everybody listen to this. I want everybody to get a taste of this that's a African. Do you know what they did to us? If you know what they did to us, there's nothing we can do to them to repay them. Okay? Get on, Johnny. Clean up. Clean that up. Listen, there's nothing we could do to repay them. We couldn't do it. Well, why couldn't we do it?
Because they were strong.
No. There's nothing we could do to repay them because we couldn't think of the things that they thought of. We wouldn't think of the things that they thought of. If we sat down for 10 hours straight, Journey, step back, clean that up. But listen while I'm talking. If we sat down for 10 hours straight and tried to think of a way to repay them, we couldn't think of it. Why, Vern? We're not them. What do I mean? Okay, let me walk you through this. Because I don't want to get banned again because I keep getting banned on everything. But let me say it to you like this. I'm trying to get off here because we finna go hog dogging. Or we finna go hog dogging. But you know, that's the southern stuff. But anyway. It's not in our nature. The original black man, we don't have the same nature as the European colonizer. Okay? I said, Journey, do you know what they did to us? You couldn't believe what they did to us. YouTube wouldn't even let me show my daughters what they did to us. Do you know what they did to us? So why I decided to do this topic is because if black people knew what they did to us, they wouldn't be taking this fucking vaccine. They wouldn't be talking about get your booty to the poles. They wouldn't talk about the lesser of two evils. They wouldn't be talking about Joe Biden and just go vote for the... If they knew what they did to us, if they only knew. I think that's the song. If they only knew. But as RBG Africans that read, we assume people know what we know. Some of them don't know. My daughters knew a little bit, but clearly they didn't completely know. You didn't really know, Journey. Did you know about the gator bait? I had to show you that. You didn't even know what that meant. Okay, Journey didn't know what that meant. So as RBG Africans that sit around and study and try to plot for black, what do they call it? Sovereignty. I want to be independent. We read, we study, we keep up with what's going on. We know what they did to us. We are aware, we know who they are, we know who we are. Everybody don't know. So just let me tell you a few things that they did to us that I can never get over, but I can't repay it. I can't repay it because I'm not a devil. Do you hear me? I'm no devil. Now, I want victory, but I don't think I can ever get payback because payback means I have to do unto them what they did to us. I can't take a baby and use it as bait to catch an alligator. I'll throw up. I'll freak out. These Europeans took our babies. We all see the Florida Gators, right? And they say, gator bait, gator bait. When they're doing that, they took your babies. You got to research it for yourself. Am I lying, Journey? Did I show it to you? Research it for yourself. It's unbelievable. They took our babies and used them as bait to catch alligators.
To make shoes?
No, they used the alligators to make shoes. But to catch the alligators, they used our black babies. Yes. I can't even do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Research gator bait. What they did down here in Florida, they did it down here in the South, Louisiana. Look at it. It's unbelievable. Can you believe it? You better believe it. Okay. They said we want to catch the big bull gator, 800 pounds. Well, why you couldn't just? Oh, mommy going. You going, mommy? Journey need to go because after this I'm finna go get a hog. So go with your mom. But they really did it. They said we want the big gators. So instead of using a chicken, if I want gator bait, I could probably use a chicken, maybe a little pig, something the alligator want to eat. Why my black babies? Okay, let's move on. I'm just gonna give you a few. I told Journey, I don't have enough time to tell you everything they did, but I can tell you a little bit. The father, they call this guy the father of gynecology. They got a statue of him up in New York.
Daddy, Trainwreck is the bathroom in the front room.
Really? And you don't want to let Trainwreck in, not me. Now I'm gonna have to deal with that. See? Okay, I'll deal with it.
Okay.
The father of gynecology, a white Southern European, he was down here in the South, and he was a slave owner. He practiced different surgical techniques, things that hadn't even been established yet. He would use black women as test dummies. What that mean? I read about it. Back up, Trainwreck. I read about it. They say he would wake up in the middle of the night, have some idea about cutting this different part of the woman or that different part of the woman, how that could help white women. But he'll go outside and practice on his slaves. No anesthesia. Okay, are you getting me? Anybody who had a tooth pulled know how hard it feels to get cut on. If you just had your tooth pulled, you need something to numb that pain. But this European said the black women don't feel pain. So I can go practice on them. They'll be okay. So do you know, listen to me, man. Sometimes I do squats and go lay down at night to go to sleep. Like, my knee fucking hurt. You know, I lay down in pain, but it's okay. I know I'll get over it. Imagine how these women felt to be cut on. Can you imagine it? Imagine it if you can. If you can't imagine it, don't. You getting cut on. No anesthesia. Do you hear me? This shit'll make you cry. And when I'm done, you go lay over there and you suffer. And nobody's coming to help. What they did to us, it's unimaginable. Journey should have never asked me this because I didn't want to talk about it. So I said, Journey, why did I break his nose? You know what Sage said? This is what Sage said. Sage said, Daddy, I'm trying to give you the spirit of your ancestors. If you didn't come, let me just tell you something. Everybody don't come from the same ancestors just because we black. Some of us come from punk bitches. Some of us descended from the slaves that told on the rebel slaves. All us ain't come from the lineage of Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman. Let's be real about this now. I'm going to make some things plain. Your bloodline matters. All of us didn't come from the revolutionary ancestors like Empress Nzinga and Yah Asante. So let's not pretend like we do. Okay? I come from the rebels. I come from the ones that fight back. I hope you're going to be one of those. But let me tell you what Sage said. Journey asked me why I broke his nose. You know what Sage said? Sage said, why did you just break his nose? You should have broke his whole body. For what they did to us. That's my baby. You know, the Bible says that the truth will come from the mouths of babes. Bam. Now, let's put that back over to the side. So I talked about what they did with the so-called father of gynecology. and experimented upon our women. Okay, let me talk about another thing. I asked Journey, I said, how would you feel if a European came in here and took their money? That's my little baby, that's just 1 year old. And said, I'm going to take her to another state. She will be worked and abused, and you'll never see her again. No, let's get this. This is what they did to people. I don't know how we made it. I'm going to take your baby that you gave birth to, that you love. Man, this shit unbelievable. I'm going to take your baby, and she's going to be gone. And it wasn't no Facebook and Instagram, so you can see, how she's growing up. I can keep better track of my puppies than you would be able to keep track of your child. And you're a human. Hey, Mom, give me that baby. The baby's gone. What's she gonna be doing? She will be used and abused till she's dead. And her children will be used and abused. Who would have thought of it? How'd you come up with that idea? That's not all they did. I said, Journey, they would take your daddy. I'm just talking about a conversation I had with my daughters. All right, I might rename this message. I won't say what they did to us. A conversation I had with my daughters. I said, Journey, they'll take your daddy, because he's a big black alpha male, and they'll cut off his private parts. That's all my daughters know about that. I said, they'll cut off his private parts. They'll hang him in the tree for you to see. They'll set him on fire. They'll cut him up, show the different parts, souvenirs, and you won't have a daddy. She said, well, who's going to take care of us if I don't have a daddy? I said, there's nobody to take care of you. There's nobody to protect you. You at their mercy. She said, this is not making sense. I said, you can't believe it, can you? She couldn't believe it. But if you know what they did to us, we wouldn't be having these stupid-ass arguments talking about the lesser of two evils. Okay, I'll tell you what's the lesser of two evils. Not evil. Don't be evil. If you don't be evil, then you're not evil. If you're evil, you're evil. That's like saying a severe case of AIDS versus a moderate case of AIDS. It's just AIDS. If you got AIDS, you got AIDS. Do you hear me? That's like saying, hey, as A-Trap Brown said, you can't be a little bit pregnant. You can't be a little bit pregnant. Because, say he's talking about this morning, she thinks Nzinga is a little bit pregnant because Nzinga, my little dog, my female, she's finally maturing. I said, you can't be a little bit pregnant. All right, let me finish this off. What else there's a term. This is the reason I never eat sardines. Why I never eat sardines? Because they used to tight pack us in the bottom of a ship like sardines. I couldn't believe it. When you read about the European mega devil, it'll knock you off your feet. That super European mega devil got kicked to him. Worse than a wild boar, I can tell you that right now. When you put my ancestors in the bottom of that shit, I never forgive you. But I don't think I can do to them. I don't think I can do that. I wouldn't think of it. If it's the afternoon on the weekend, and I was just thinking of ways, if I was just sitting there thinking, I wouldn't think up ways to torture people. That's not my thoughts. I think of some ways to make some money. Do you hear me? I think of some ways to maybe make my daughters happy, make my wife happy. I'd be thinking of something else. I wouldn't think of ways to torture humans. I don't think I can repay them. James Brown was wrong. Ain't gonna be no payback because we can't do it. Now, we can win, but we would never do unto them what they've done unto us. It's not in our nature. But I'm finna get something in your nature to make you fight if I get the chance. If I can. Okay, let me finish this up. Tight packing. I want y'all to do that turn. My light keep falling everywhere, man. My sister bought me that light. She a gangster. Tight packing. They put us in slave ships, lined up like sardines, chained down, laying in our own feces and urine, but also stacked in rows. So if somebody up there pissed, it's gonna come down on me. If somebody up there defecated, it's gonna come down on me. And so the people under me. Bruh, what they did to us. Now you chained on this ship, and the voyage is months and months. It wasn't a quick trip. It wasn't a 30-minute drive from Alkebulan to the hills of North America or Haiti, wherever you got dropped off at. It wasn't a quick trip. Can you imagine it? Just try. You tight packed us like sardines. This is why I would never eat a sardine. You tight packed us. Just think about it tomorrow when you wake up. Would you chain people up, chain them to the ground, and make them lay in their own feces and urine? Do you know what kind of diseases develop there? But it's hard to believe. When Journey asked me that, and I looked at her, I don't think about it no more because I know what they did, and I know who they are. But some of us don't know, so just share this video. If you ever have a friend to say, why you don't vote for the Democrats or the Republicans? Why you only want a black woman? Why you want a black family? Why you want black empowerment? Why you want independence? Just give them this video. If they knew what they did to us, wouldn't be no questions asked. That's another title I can give this. No questions asked. But some of us don't know what they did to us. I'm just giving you a few of them. Gator bait? Don't use my daughter as gator bait. At least use a chicken, a piece of turkey, or something. You mean to tell me? I'm going to tell you what Sage said. Sage is a revolutionary. I told Sage, and this is all true. I don't have to exaggerate to make this point. I'm a lawyer. I know how to exaggerate. I don't have to exaggerate. I say, they would take your, I say, you know how your mom would be pregnant? Because my wife tended to be pregnant quite often. I say, so when she's pregnant, she got a big stomach and there's a baby in there. My daughters understand that. They understand pregnancy, childbirth, they understand it because we keep going through it every year, seems like. I said, what if I told you they'll cut your mama open? Do you hear me? None of this is made up. Who could think of it? They'll cut your mama open, snatch the baby out, bust his head on the rocks right in front of him, and make her watch it die. Candyman, Freddy Krueger, Jason. The horror movie ain't this bad. What they did to us, the horror movie can't match it. If I sat down and wrote the script, I couldn't think this up. Hey, Vern, we're going to try to scare the audience. Well, how are we going to scare them? We're going to cut open some pregnant women, snatch their babies out, smash their head on the rocks, make them watch it, and send them back in the house with no anesthesia. Bruh, nobody would even believe that. That can't be in the movie. Yeah, well, I think this is unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to give you one more example and I'm going to let everybody go. But this is your Sunday's sermon. What they did to us, I said, Journey, I'm going to tell you something now. Because Journey said, yeah, they did some bad stuff in the past. I say, I hate to break it to you. If God came down and gave us the real, hey, it'll be like that movie. You can't handle the truth. I said, Journey, I hate to break it to you. She said, what, Daddy? I say, it's not just in the past. It's still happening. She said, no way, they can't do that to us now. We got guns. I said, Journey, Let me tell you about a guy named Ahmaud Arbery. Journey and Sage sitting right there looking in my eyes as I went through that. I said, this innocent black man went for a jog, exercise. My daughters understand exercise because I make them exercise. We exercise. I said, what if I told you that 3 Europeans got in their truck and chased him down? Johnny said, no, Europeans don't have trucks because we had to teach them everything. I said, yeah, we should have never taught them. The Moors should not have gone over there and taught them. Because what they learned, they didn't use for the good. But I said, we made a mistake by teaching them. So we did teach them. We taught them how to bathe. We taught them how to write. We taught them medicine. We taught them these things. We should have never taught them. In prison to this day is unacceptable. But prison what got me activated for black people. My whole life was to fight the prison because I used to go visit my daddy in prison. Okay, quick sidebar. I'm gonna jump back on and finish this off. I went to go visit my daddy in prison, and he told me how you don't have any rights in prison. You get beat in prison. They come in there in the gang squad and fuck you up. They'll break your legs. I said, that's not true, because I said, you got rights. He said, you don't have no rights in prison. You don't have any rights. So when I read The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander, but prior to that, I read a book by a fraud. She turned out to be a fraud, but it was a good book. I read a book by Angela Davis called Are Prisons Obsolete? And she turned out to be a fraud. She's a lesbian feminist now. That's probably why they let her off that court case back in the day with George Jackson. But when I read Are Prisons Obsolete? And I read The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander, that's why I became a lawyer. I wanted to fight the prison system. I ain't gonna lie, Obama told me to become a lawyer. When I was at the University of Iowa trying to figure out how to empower black people, a guy by the name of Barack Hussein Obama was running for president. He was just a senator. And he said, if you be a lawyer, he didn't say it like that because he ain't black as us, but he do know how to act black. When I met him, I couldn't tell who he really was. He had me fooled. He said, if you want to make a difference for black people, go be a lawyer. I said, why would I want to be a lawyer? He said, when lawyers talk, people listen. Just because you're a lawyer, they'll listen at you. I said, well, I didn't know that. He said, yeah, man, a lawyer, that'll give you some gravitas. I didn't even know what the fuck gravitas was. But that's a sidebar. I wanted to fight the prisons every day. It's deeper than the prison. This is way deeper than the prison. Now, let's finish up with what they did to us. I told Journey to take the baby out and bust his head wide open and make you watch it. Make you watch him die. Damn, that's bad. So, let's get back to what they did to us. Today, I told him that, boy, my brother was jogging through the neighborhood and they chased him down and shot him at death. And they stood over him and said, fucking nigger. Johnny said, this is terrible. I said, I hate to tell you, but it only gets worse for me. I said, I got to tell you about a guy named George Floyd. I said, they put him on the ground. She said, well, all the bugs and the sand. I said, no, not right out in the street. They put him on the ground. And they put the knee on his neck, right? And the more he pleaded for them to get off his neck, the more weight the European mega devil put on him. She said, no. I said, listen, it really happened. She said, well, this is not in the past. I told her, like Deontay Wilder, till this day. Okay? This wasn't just centuries ago. I said, Journey, I hate to tell you, I kind of felt guilty. like I was tainting my children, but you got to give them the information. I said, this is not just in the past, it's till this day. What they did to us is what they do to us. Now, if you want to be an RBG African, let me tell you something. Stop getting this confused. It's not so complicated. These people are making a conscious decision to be against us. If you got books, knowledge, and you can read, you ought to know what they did to us. If you know what they did to us, then you can only imagine what they're gonna do. Okay, so they're gonna stop. Man, you better get your booty to the polls. When we get out, we're gonna vote white. That motherfucker from Black Lives Matter said we can vote white supremacy out of office. How you gonna vote white supremacy out of office when the White House is a white supremacist office? It is a white supremacist headquarters. These people know what they're doing. Or either they willfully ignorant. But what they did to us is what they continue to do to us. And I wasn't intending to do no live on this and on this shit today. It's the weekend. And what Journey asked me, he said, why did you break that European's nose? It's not about that in the cage. I wanted to explain to her that your goal when fighting in the cage is to destroy your opponent. But all I can say is, do you know what they did to us? A nose is nothing. They just gave back Nat Turner's skull to this family. What? They just gave back Nat Turner's skull. Okay, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to finish off with this. My big brother, who taught me how to be a man, did a lot of illegal stuff back in the day. We had some things. You want to see him? Let me see. I got him tattooed right here. That's my big brother. He did illegal stuff back in the day. We probably had some items in our house that shouldn't have been there. But I can guarantee you, if we didn't have no European people's skull, and if you bought us a skull in a jar, we would have said we don't want that in our house. They just gave back your skull. You don't know who the fuck you dealing with. Okay, that's how I'm gonna finish this off. Everybody telling me that I gotta choose the lesser two evils, that they wanna integrate, that we're gonna have a good life one day in this country, that we're gonna do police reform, that we're gonna fix this educational system. Everybody who telling, because separation is the best and only solution. Okay, Elijah was right. Don't let me disrespect him like that. The messenger, the prophet, the minister, Elijah Muhammad of the Nation of Islam, he was right. Right up under him, I put Dr. Khaled. He was right. They were right. Separation is the best and the only solution. So, anybody who disagrees with me, I'm going to close this off. This was a quick one. I kept it under an hour, but my daughter asked me, so I had to say something. Okay. Now, y'all like, share, subscribe. All the stuff my daughters say I need to be saying. You got to like, no, subscribe, give it a big thumbs up. I don't even know what that is. Just use the video. I don't care what happens, but just use the video. And finish off with this. If you still believe in integration and brotherhood with the same people that cut your pregnant womb open and snatched the baby out, if you still believe in that, I'm going to tell you like Dr. John Henry Clark said, you didn't know him then, this your problem. You didn't know him then, and you don't know him now. That's your problem. You don't know him now. BPM forever and ever, BPM for life.